Welcome back to Modulus. My name is Nilaus and we're here in our second episode, and this is the beautiful little build that we built in the first episode, and I'm actually really happy with it. I think that the map is making a huge difference. So again, I would say if you're going to play this map, or if you've played this map and struggling, please just try and play it on the map that that is this free form where things are more aligned, so you don't spend so much time on hooking up another set of mining lines, which is like not interesting gameplay. But what is interesting gameplay is the design of these modules, and then just copy pasting them to sort of see a big factory growing. So let's talk a little bit about what we want to do today in this episode. We have another location over here. We're going to be using this to make, we have some hexacrystals, we got some oil, so those are the things we want to work on. We can look at our research tree, our glorious research tree. What we're going to do is we are going to go, we don't have a lot of points here, we're going to go hexacrystals to produce here. Then we are going to get into a small facility. The first thing we're going to do is this one. Then we can also just look at this. We want the blue floors later on. Cranes, we have a lot of things that we would like to do, but we will get that eventually. We will also get the stamper. This is a new building that we want. And, well, I guess we'll just let it tick up. Right now, all of our points are generally being spent on upgrades, but once the upgrades are done, we can see that it'll go up pretty quickly. One or more ongoing connections is locked. That is this one. Oh, right, oil rig. So we do this one to extract hexacrystals, this one to extract the dye, and then we can go up here and wait for that one to... Yeah, but that's okay. We'll get it when we get it. We're going to need to do, the first thing is going to do... blue pigments. So we need to do blue pigments, and we have some blue color here, so I think it'll make sense to make it right next to it. So the first thing we want to do is just make a basic shape for this. Oh wow, no, it's misclicked here. That one and this. So this will be our mining operations forever and ever and ever. There, easy peasy. So what we need to do now is make a build. So let's see. This is a gray building that makes there the blue pigment factory. This is what we want to aim for. Oh no, before we do that, we have to, of course, kill all the trees because they are evil. There we go. There we go. Enemies have been destroyed. Then they say there are no enemies in this game. There are enemies. Good, we take care of that. Let's have a look. The first thing I notice is that well, the colors are just like black and white, and this one is 32 inbound, and this is 16 and 16. So we need 2 builds for this, and then 1 build for this and 1 build for this. So that's going to be 4 lines. So 2 lines going into this build, and 1 line going into each of these builds here. So let's start with the first one, and that will be... Yeah, I don't know if we can make it as sort of on a single line. Let's try it to see if we can sort of copy them, paste them next to each other. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take this design and color it black. Then we are going to be cutting it in half. And now we have a choice. We can either do... Come on. We can either do this part, and then we get all of it. So it comes in at 15 and goes out at 60. That's not an advantage because the buildings cannot process faster than 15 anyway at this point. So this wouldn't really help us. So I'm going to do this. And then I am going to put it back together as a half shape like that. And that's now 2 times 15 come in, 15 coming out. And then this one will now be cut again. And then rotate, slice down the middle. And then put back together again. Now this makes it longer, but not so wide. And I think that's a better way of doing it. And let's see, so you can get these on top of each other. And then new module created. Good. And the good news about this is that now we have 2 of them. Yay! Alright, well that was easy. Then the next one. We are going to start by cutting it in half. Oh, I think there's something here that I want to do different. That one, flip it, there. We want to get a little bit more space here, if possible, for this build. Alright, so what are we getting out on this one? First, we want to cut it. No. There. So start by cutting it down the middle. There. And then I want to place it back together, like on the other one. There. Good. Then I want to take this and I want to cut it again. And then I need to split the stuff that comes out here. And one of them turns, oops, undo, and there turns black, and the other one does not. And then it goes back together on this. Here, here, smash it together, done. All right, that takes exactly the same space. This is very nice indeed. Okay, but we are not going to be so lucky with the last shape because it needs a little bit more work. It will start with the same way of cutting it in half. And they might be like, oh, this gets really repetitive. Yeah, it's the operations get a little bit repetitive, but they are also, there's also something rewarding. This is the core of the gameplay. So, like, it's killing monsters in Elden Ring. Like, that's kind of the core of the gameplay, and that's the same here. We are just clinging together. Let's see. Now we get this one. Now what do we want with this? Now I'm going to slice it in half, but on another angle. So I can't just use... there we go. That one. So now I have the middle white one, but the other half is not great. So I'm going to take this is the white one, and then the other one will be colored black here. So now I have... The black one will now need to be cut again. See, now it gets bigger. And the other ones, this one will need to be sliced down the middle. And then it will need to be put back together. And then here's a trick. You don't have to build them next to each other. You can make a disjoint function. And then I can make that here. Whoosh. And then that goes in. Combine. And then we get our ice cream sandwich. Come on. Where is it? There it is. That one. And that one. Now module. So those are all the modules. Now the one thing I'm thinking about with this one is I do have a little bit more space. So would it be possible to sort of collapse this a little bit somehow? Like, for example... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, collapse it a little bit so there's less... It takes less space somehow. Now this is definitely a better build. I just compacted it by making the black one go backwards and then go upwards. Then it gets a lot more compact. It does have another disadvantage, which we'll look at. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the locations we get in. The disadvantage is that if I take this one and I try to stamp it down, then it doesn't quite work. So there is luckily a way. I lift it and I... Oh no. Undo. Ah, shoot. I don't know what I... This one. Okay, try again. I will lift it.
Delivery target complete.
And then I will flip it and then I'll place it here. Then I can now do... Copy this whole damn thing. Flip it. Stamp it down here. Yes, place it. And then I'll have 2 of these now. Because I mirror them towards each other, then they work. In the meantime, we can look at our research here. We can uncheck or complete the next one. The advanced course. And is there anything else we want? Maybe more crane reach, maybe more. We'll definitely get the stamp up because we need that. And is there anything else we can get? No, nothing down here. That freight hub is level 8, so it's also way out of reach. This is level 4, so that could happen at some point. Aside from this, we can also just do this one because this is the one we're working towards, making the cores in the Android assembly small. So that's good. Now these ones are upgrading. We do want to upgrade them to max level first so we can get a sense of how much it is. But while that's working, we can take a look at the other parts. Now I know this is not actually going to work because we need pigment in as well. But let's look at the other building. Now we go up here and we get a blue building. That's an advanced core facility small, and we can start seeing here. This will be new shape. So we have that blue shape here and we have another blue shape here. So what I want to do, and we can see that's 32 of each. So, and this one is 32 voxels and this one is 48 and this one is 48. So 40, this is 120 8 in total, so that's 2 blocks. So my thought is we are going to be taking these 4 and making it into one of this. Yeah. Which means the first thing we want to do is we are going to actually combine 2 rows, and we're going to be taking this part. And again, I want to see if I can build 2 builds like the other one here. So first thing we want to do is we want to combine things into a single building like that. Or a single here, because if we want to paint this, dude, why not? Paint. If you want to paint it, the bigger the shape, it doesn't cost anymore. It costs per shape, per time you paint, not anything else. So this one's not making paint, so let's go and get it. The funny thing is, they're coming in at 30, 15, 15, and this says output 10. That doesn't make any sense. We are going to say we then need 15 in and 15 in. Each of these hexacrystals here, they produce at 10, plus 10, plus 10, that's 30. That goes up here and goes in on the back side. I think that's fine. And these can then grab that. 1, 2, and oops. Here. And 1, 2. Good. So that will give us the pigments, and then these are complaining because they don't have a harvester pod. What were they producing at? Oh, it's this one's still also upgrading. This one, if we get 8 in, that was the same as this. So we get 30 in, then we get 15 out. So we get 15 pigment out, and then we need to figure out how the paint thing works. So we have a painter that's looking here. T, that looks like it comes in and then it gets painted. Then it takes 15 in paint and 15 paint and 15 solid resources, and then it gets 15 painted things out. So we need to now figure out how to do the paint, the dye mixer, that one. This is choosing blue paint, and what are the resources here? Hover over it, 7.5 in plus 7.5 in. That means 7.5 oil plus 7.5 pigment. That gives us 15. So half of one of these, because they're producing 15, or basically one of these builds can support 2 of these builds, which is good because we're also going to need some paint for later on. So having 2 of these, one of these go in to double up this. So let's do this like that, and then we need like that, and this will be the paint inbound, and then we're gonna get the oil. Oil comes from up here. We'll just sneak that in by the side and go something like this. That will go here and then inbound and split. Ooh, nope. That one, that one. Ah, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? I think so. And then we just need a harvester pad going here. That will be hooked up to this one. Technically, I suppose it can be hooked up to both of them. I think so. Hooked up to both. Why not? So it goes in here. The oil will come in here. That'll get some paint. So this will get us that painted. Then let's work on this shape instead. I think that, well, whatever we stamp out of this shape is going to be used for that, I don't know, backside here. So let's get this shape. We are again going to combine. Are we? Are we going to combine? Here there's 32 tiles, and this is also 32 tiles. So it's 60 tiles, and the other one's 60. Yeah, so it has to be this. So we are going to take one of these, is going to be painted like that, and then they're going to be combined there. And go on with the other one. On top of each other. Yes. And now we're going to use the stamper. And I am already a little worried about the spacing here. I think this is better. Yeah. Reset. Good. So what we're going to do is we are going to punch a hole. This hole is the same as that one. It's just like that horseshoe shape is actually the one that we can repeat. So this is now collected into a single shape. And then we're going to use the stamper here. This is taking a shape. And then I'm just going to stamp out this part. So we get all these, the good shapes, and then the useless shape. This useless shape is something we need to get rid of. And recolor. Actually, should I have recolored it? Should I have colored it now? Or, because now I need to recolor that back again. That doesn't really make sense, does it? No. No color yet. There. Now we are getting that one. This shape is just, has to be cut in half and then put on top of the blue things that we get out here. Oh, we are getting the blue things out. Good. But we'll continue on this one now that we are in process. The other part is this giant shape, which I think I'll just cut in half now. So that I can make half of it. There. Half of it turn black. And I'm going to be careful about, I can only go this far out. So this is as far out as I want to go. This one will then take half of it and turn it black. And the other one will not turn black. So the black colored one will now be cut. Here. And again, if I do this, yes, I do that. Then I take this shape, I put it back together. Now I make basically there and there. That's the bottom level, but times 2. Then I do the same thing for the other one. Yeah, I see a problem. So it has to be here, and this one will have to be like this, and so that this thing up here can be flipped that way, because now I can make it symmetric. I'll just bounce 2, and then that. Cut it down the middle. Put it back together. And that's the top level. Okay, so I think I'll take this out, even though it looks nicer that they're right next to each other. Then I still think that this will give us some advantage, because now I need to cut this down the middle, so it can actually be that shape. Then I need to combine that. Oh, we'll do the other one first. You're gonna be here. And let's slice it down the middle. Good. So now I need 2 of these for combining, because they're coming out at 30 per minute, and that's too much for one of these. So I need to do something like this. Maybe I can do, and then you. Not enough. Then this has to go a little bit out. Like, doing these kind of things is weird, right? So from here to here. So that's kind of working. It just takes an awful lot of space, but it does not reach outside of the allowed area. Okay, so that goes in here. And now at the same level, and you're on top.
New module created.
Yay! And you go away, and I just copy you because that's already set up. So that's 30 of these. Good. And then we need to go back here. This shape has to be cut in half. There we go. First cut in half like that. This way. Then I'm gonna split. Again, don't have more space, so I'm gonna split like this, I guess. And then I'm gonna cut again. That will be cut down like that. And we have this stick.
New module.
Then the only thing we're missing is getting this shape here. That can just be a shape like this. Come on. Cut it down the middle. That's the back of that. And what we're getting out of this splitter here is also needs to be cut in half here. Slice it down the middle. So now we have the two parts. They need to be combined, but they need to be combined in one of these. Nope, that's a, need a copy. Somehow like this. I think we can make it ever so slightly better here. Oops. That's so annoying that these ones, they can't take half of this out. There, right? Input. And you cannot reach. Oh, you can reach there. Great. Can you? No, you cannot. Yeah, you can. Perfect. And then these two are one. Are we getting anything here? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so what we do now is reset. And that's the shape.
New module created.
That gets killed. This one gets flipped. Good. So we have module, module, and module. Oof. I don't like this. This gotta be possible to make it in a nicer way. This has got to be possible, right? This is not very nice. That turned out to be a little bit more difficult because I ended up just redesigning it completely from scratch, basically. So instead of stamping it a vertical thing, I'm stamping this because then I actually have the white shape already done, which changed the whole thing sort of a little bit, which means that now I have these blocks here. They will go in and be put on top of each other and then split. And that will be going in here and make that shape. While the other part here is now the correct shape for white, and then the black shape will need some more work. So we follow the black shape here. The black shape, it goes in and then it gets broken apart and then it gets put back together inversely or opposite. Then it gets cut into the pieces we need, and this one also gets cut into pieces. Now we have the pieces we need, and then we do this thing here to get the two final shapes, and they go back into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the advantage of this build is that if we look at all of almost all of it, at least to here, then if I flip it like that, then it actually fits. That just means that we need to figure out a way to do the coloring here. And I think we could do this part. And moving this down here will also need to be cut and then also rotate it like this. So that gets us all of it except the coloring. So here, we now need to wrangle the coloring in. If we could do that by here. And the other one, like, oops, from here to here to here to here. And that needs, this means each of those will need 15. That's enough for this part. So these two will actually go here. And then I can take basically this up and make it here. It works. Great. I think. So that should give us all the space and the stuff we need. And it also allows us to, if we're not at level 4 yet, so we can't do the blue buildings upgrade yet. We'll need to find a way to do that. We can do the processing plant, which is kind of the next thing we want to do. We cannot do the data center, but we'll get the more points eventually. Anything else we want? Probably. We also want them to be faster down here, but that's also requiring level 4. So this is currently only producing 2 advanced cores, and it'll go up to 4 once it's upgraded. So that will be half of what comes in, and we are putting 30 in, so we'll get 15 out. So each of these will be 15 plus 15, so we get a total amount when it's fully upgraded, which is something we can't really do anytime soon. Then we'll get that to 30 of these advanced cores. That's our sort of design capacity. Now we need to figure out where we want to build, because we have run out of resources on this platform. So we have one additional platform. That kind of sucks. So I guess we kind of have to take this one until we get level 4. I don't know when and how we're going to get level 4. This one is, there's some hexa thingies, there's some things, there's some oil. Yeah, this looks good. And unfortunately we have to go here and here. Or maybe we can sort of fly over there. Let's try. I think this is the one we're going to buy. With our single one left. Hey, 3 items unlocked. Yay. Right. So now the next thing, or the only thing we have left to do, is the processing plant. No. The small android plant. Yes. That's the one we need. And if we look at it, then we look at these shapes. And this is a pretty simple shape. This is just punching a hole. And here's the other two. So this is one blue square that we punch a hole through. Then this is basically the hole that we punch through and of this, and then color half of it back to white. So basically, and then here we have another one. So this is basically 2 squares coming in. So if we take 4 lines, then we can build it at double capacity. That seems reasonable. And first, before we do anything else, we have to kill the trees. Whoever insisted on having trees. It's only when we play Timberborn we like trees. Aside from that, yuck. Good. Let's get you up here. Now, that will be that we have this
Delivery
design again.
complete.
Oh, that's convenient. That's very convenient, actually, that we get a level up and we got an extra. Because then we can skip through this one. We don't have to sort of finagle our way here. We can just go there and there. Which means that that's a shitty island to buy. Really small. With much. Oh, wow, that's a juicy one. Why did I not buy that one? Oh, because it was too far away. Oh, that's a beautiful island. Look at that. It doesn't even have anything else. That's a beautiful island. Oh, anyway, we're working on this one. Maybe we can shuffle things around later on. Right, so this one, what are we going to do? We're going to get some color in here. That's going to be tricky. The pigment, well, maybe not, because the color comes here, and maybe we can get it in here. But we do need color into the shape. So let's keep the coloring, I don't know, somewhere. Anyway, we need to, let's see. Okay, we have one shape that remains white, one shape that remains black, and 2 shapes that remain, that will be blue. So the 2 shapes that remain, that's going to be blue, they have to be combined first. Because we only going to paint one time for this build. Technically we're going to paint 2 because we're going to have 2 of these builds. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because obviously I should be making all of it into one giant block, but then it loses a lot of modularity, this base. I don't like the fact that paint is independent of the size of the shape, which means that the advantageous thing is to build a giant shape, the biggest shape you can, paint it once, and then start breaking apart. I don't like that because that means you lose your modularity, or at least the modules become gigantic. Not a fan. That seems to be working against the idea that we're trying to do. So this one goes in, and then I need to find a way to get the paint in here. We do have paint out here, and I guess we could move this whole thing around. Unfortunately, we have to purchase this island to get us anywhere. It's a shame to buy such a small island, but it gets us somehow over here. Weird. And then I'll get us maybe like this. Good. So this gets us. I am suspecting that I need to do this. And then let's wait for this one to turn blue. Well, actually, no. Let's make the other shape here, because that's just one of these will be. First we'll cut. And we have some points here. Sure. I'll cut like this and then put it back together. here or here. And put it back together like this. And then cut it again. Put it back together again. Waiting. Waiting. Nope. It didn't. There. And now we can get this. Oh, right. I don't need to put it back together. We just have now output as 30 per minute. Good. Then we'll do exactly the same, but just paint it black first. And see, this is the problem. If I do this, will it work? Well, I'd still have to reset it so I get the new shape in. And then I still have to go through it, even though it's the same operation. It's just for a different shape that needs the same operation. So there. And then these are going in here. And they're combined. And this one will also be reset. And just cut down the middle. Great. Okay, so now we have the two outside shapes. They need to be put together again. Which will be like this. Why is this? Okay. That will be one on this side and one on this side. And here we have the next challenge. And that is... this is coming at 30. This is coming out at 30. And that means that's actually too fast for this one. We have a solution to it. Let's see. Is there anything we're missing? No, we have this one. We don't need that. So what we could do and should do is actually upgrade the speed for the assemblers, for the cutters, and for the stampers. Ta-da! That helps a lot. Anything else? No. That is... yeah, extra cranes. Yeah, sure. We want that as well. Now we don't really have any points left. Right. And oh, we had level 4. There was something good at level 4. Oh, yes, that was this one. Damn. Okay, well, next 160 point goes in here. So now I can suffice with one of these because it's 30 per minute. It doesn't change the inputs. It's still 15, 15. So this is... so now we have 30 outbound of the new shapes. Great. This shape needs to combine with the shape that we now have blue here. And this shape will be... I think we need to cut it to figure out what we actually want to do with this. No, we need to stamp it. So stamping it. And I guess the stamp has to go... oof, and then we have not a lot of space in here. But fine. We'll punch through the middle. Like that. Good. Then... let's follow the main line for... no, let's follow this. I also feel that we could make this go further to the right and buy ourselves some more space here. Like, that's kind of one of those things where, like, okay, this one goes here. And then this could go here. And that would give us a little bit more breathing room. All right, what we're getting out is that shape here. So this needs to be cut in half. Lengthwise. That one. Half of it is going to be colored white and the other one is going to be just continue. This is now 30 outbound, so when I split it, it's 15. That means the painter can keep up. They need to go back and then they need to be combined again. And it is the blue on top of the white. Yep. And then this one needs to be cut, and then it's the final shape. Slash final shape.
New module
There you go.
created.
That's good. This was something that needs to be combined with some of these ones. Let's see. So now we go here. And what do we have? We have that one. And I slice it in half. So now we are getting 15 in here. So it's 15. This is lying. This is 15 outbound. And then this splits it into 30. Okay. So some of it, let's see. Let's make this shape because that's kind of the easy one. That one. That will just be cut it even further. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to... yeah, That's a problem here. We'll figure out how the hell we salvage that one. That. And then it'll just be cut, and then that will have a final shape. Final shape. Done.
New module created.
New module created. So now we only need to combine the shape we have out here with... Hold on. 15 in. I don't think I need to do that. I think I can do this shape here. Reset. Reset. Really? Oh yeah. We come 15 in, and then it comes 30 of these out. And then the 30 comes in here, gets split like this, and then it becomes now two different things. Okay, and that should still work. But the other one here is a little tricky. Maybe if I do something like this. Ugh, maybe. But it's not really ready yet, because this is also... This needs to be split again, I think. Yes, because this will now be these two. So split it. And what does it come in as? Does it come in at 30? No, it comes in at 15? I can't do these damn ratios. It's just too complicated for me. There. And so that gets us the right shape, but does it get us the right shape at the right ratio? 15 out of this one. Then it gets cut, so it's 30 out of this one. This one cuts it again, that means it's 60 out. 30 goes that way, 30 goes this way. 30 inbound, 60 outbound. And that's actually not. And that goes here. Yes, these need to now be placed at the correct distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So maybe this one leaps over. And then I will get... Yeah? I think so. That should be here, and please work. Oh, I saw it. There it is.
New module created.
And they actually come in really nicely. 1, 2, and 3. And they're all coming in at 60. So. And how wide is it? This one is exactly the right width, with the exception of the coloring. And this one is also actually repeatable. Good. So this is good. Then... I'm just trying to see if there's a way that I could avoid that jump here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This one, 1, 2. There. And you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I also have enough now to start upgrading my blue buildings. Ta-da! And then it'll start eating the blue buildings here. And this one is also auto upgrade. I got it. We got one. And we are now going to do a copy of this, so we can double it. Do a copy. Copy from here. That one. And then flip. And then place it here. Then all I need to do is find a way to get here. Here. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, cut that. Like that. Then we also get the color into the other one. And this will now consume 15 plus 15. So we are getting... That's 30 coloring we need. And each of these are producing 15. Yeah, they produce 15 from the 7.5. So 15 goes in, becomes 30. And the 30 gets split out into 15 plus 15. Yes. And then we have this built. Now we have one of them fully upgraded. Well, not fully upgraded, but as upgraded as we can. And we can see that whatever comes in, that's 30 of this is also here. The whole upgrade was completely redundant because there's no way we can keep up, right? Yeah, if we look at this one producing, this produces, if it could upgrade fully, it would produce 15 per minute. And that's 2, that's 30, and this one here upgraded needs 30 inbound, so there's no reason to have this one, to be honest. It's just redundant. Yep, I hate it, but that's just how it is. We can only build this little teeny tiny amount, but it also still requires some advanced cores. I have set up the advanced cores here. They are importing from these 2 locations. We can just barely get it here. Once you hook it up, then you can actually drag it out and see how far until it loses one of the blue connections. It's pretty far, but there it loses connection. So we can go like something like this. Yeah, go straight in, and then add these the cranes here. 1, 2, and once that's done, then we are going to start seeing some androids, and the androids, they have to go in somewhere. So the only place they can actually go in is like in here. So we'll build another one of these. I'll hide it here at the back. And that will go in and sneak in there. You are going to be hooked up to that one. And that should get us the very first drones or androids inbound and complete this mission here. So that's pretty good. What we haven't done yet is actually going into these milestones here. These challenges, these are just sort of things to build. The advantage of this is that you get quite a lot of XP, because the only other way to get XP is just getting the next milestone, which takes a while. So now we'll also get good milestones from the androids, but the challenge is a great way to get some XP, and my XP is used for unlocking things in the tech tree. We really want to get to level 5. I can't remember why, but we want to get level 5. There we go, your first android, wonderful. Each one's worth 100 basic bots. Although, don't tell them that. I don't want them to give them a complex. Poor things. Yay, we got it. And then we are getting a mission. Come on, trigger the mission. Well, these are working. This is good. And there we go. Grand Neural Network. Transmission incoming. Unknown origin point. Processing information. Greetings. We are the GNN. Grand Neural Network. What a original title. We observe, we process, we integrate. You have appeared on our long-range cognition arrays. Your patterns suggest growth, curiosity, capacity. To stabilize our connection, examine the technology we have shared, research the neural monuments, show us what you have built. We'll go into the tech tree, and it'll then unlock new things. I think this is a pretty cool way. Like, it's a simple thing, but it sort of gives a little bit like, ooh, that's actually expanded. Instead of just having it and being grayed out or something, or just be like, oh, what the hell is that? Then it appears and then go like, oh, okay, cool. So whenever we get too much of this, then this is a good place to waste it or spend it. But the next thing will obviously be for the processing plant and then the data centers. That will be the next challenge, as well as doing, well, a challenge. So hit the tech tree. Let's have a look at the next one, just to get a sense of it. That one, what are you going to do? You're going to be here. So that requires some more blue paint. And if we look at it, it looks pretty simple. If we can see that the stuff that's missing, these 3, that's missing 3 plus 3, that is just this shape here that's missing. So we can take the full shape and then punch out that cube here, and then get that going. And this one is just an independent one that's just a little bit complicated to make, I guess, but yeah, we'll get it. It doesn't require any blue paints, at least. So these 2 will be painted the same way. This is 40, this is 88, so together it's 124. So that's like one build. The question would then be like this is 2 lanes, and this is 1 lane, and this is also in double amount. So a logical thing would be 2 lanes here for that, and 1 of each lane here, or 1 lane that turns blue and another one that doesn't. But that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it would be doubling the whole thing up and then doubling the processing plant. The question is here with the processing plant, if you look at it, it probably also requires some advanced cores, and we don't even have enough advanced cores. So advanced cores are going to be a problem, because all of our advanced cores are now being consumed by the assembly pots. And if we want to make advanced cores, we also want to make more pigments. If we want to make more pigments, we need pigments is a self-contained thing. So basically this thing here, even though we can just copy paste it, we're just really running out of materials. So maybe there would be an advantage in moving forward to say this island here is only doing pigments, because then I can use all of this pigment with all of this just to make more pigment, and then that could sort of ship the pigments somewhere else, maybe this island or whatever, like this island maybe. There was an island that didn't have any pigments. Yeah, this one island here could then be allocated to just making stuff that uses the pigment, so we get the pigment in, and then we can use that for
Delivery
making,
target completed.
or basically that would only be for advanced cores. So we have one island for advanced cores over here, which would be like easy to set up because we have it as a module here. Yeah, then we could at least double that up. We can double the pigment, double this one, and then we can, after that, we could use this island for making robots and the processors. Whew. Yeah, that's definitely something, but then we need to get more space here. There's a lot of things that we sort of need to consider, and I think that it's, yeah, I don't know, I think that a lot of it is sort of leaning into, oh, now you have to build the original again, which is a lot of copy paste, which is not a problem, but it's just we don't have a lot of resources. But I don't know. We'll see when what happens in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I will try to see what makes sense in terms of this, and maybe sort of shuffle these around. Then be sure to let me know in the comment section how you guys are figuring it out. If you have dedicated islands, so you basically only do one thing on one island. Obviously not something you can do in the beginning when you only have 3 islands, but you can later on. We can probably do that as well. Yeah, let me know how you do it. Let me know what you want, if you want to see more, and then I will be back in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.